I play Mercutio.
Benvolio.
Big thing about the character is that it's a very dark play. It's a very sad play, and you've got to kind of be the comedic relief, the foil to the lover boy that is Romeo. You've got to kind of be a sense of extreme optimism in a what looks like a very dark play. There's not really much of a happy ending, and you just got to try and pull out as many laughs as you can from the audience, from the other characters. You've got to bounce off their emotions, but you have to retain that consistency of being very upbeat and bright.
Since Benvolio is very different in this version to like Shakespeare's Benvolio, I had to go through a process of like plotting out on graphs the different scenes and the emotion and the emotions that were most prevalent in those scenes, because you couldn't really take as much inspiration from older versions. So that's the main process that I went through.
Like I said before, I do like kind of that sense of you get to be quite funny, you get to be very out there, you get to kind of maybe even get a few shocks from the audience, a few like eye rolls. I think disliking is that you have to, even in situations where there's a very, very somber atmosphere, it is quite down, you have to still be very extroverted and exaggerated in all your movements and what you say. So sometimes you feel a bit out of place, but in the same sense, I do like that. I do like kind of being in that moment, but being something else to everybody else.
I like that it's quite, you've got to bring a lot of nuance to the character, but at the same time that can also be really challenging, so I guess that's what I like and dislike about it.
I haven't actually been part of any. This is my first. I can't wait for it. It's been amazing so far, working with everybody else. Everybody who I work with, I take inspiration from. They're all absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I just can't wait to hit it hard on the nights.
I was in Charlie Brown last year. I played Linus, and I've done house drama the 2 years that I've been here, playing Edmund and a worm. Not really, because I'm not playing him like any of the other versions of Benvolio in the past, so I've had to kind of invent it from scratch.
One inspiration I took from was, I think I'm gonna get this right, Franco Zeffirelli in 1968, the movie version. Mercutio has quite a big presence. He's kind of what you'd expect, like a mouthy, rowdy teenager, like sort of back and forth with all of his friends, always wanting to fight, ready to pull his sword at any moment. But for the character itself in this, I think inspiration just comes from a lot of characters that provide comedic relief and are sort of just there to pop out a few laughs. Definitely singing, I think. I mean, with 2 solo songs, 1 solo within a song, 1 fight song, you get thrown in the deep end with it, and you kind of have to adapt to that. And I mean, personally, I think it's come a long way. We'll see what everybody else thinks when they hear it. But yeah, I think it's one thing that you kind of have to knuckle down on. It's a big part of your character, personally. So I thought, you know what, instead of just going along with it, getting the songs done, I want to make sure they count.
Like Nick, I've been trying to work on singing because it's not one of my strong suits. I've also been working on like trying to develop the character as I go through more, taking it from more of a like starting point and then developing into like a more emotional depth, whereas normally I don't do as much of a development.
Like I said before, everyone that I've worked with so far is utterly fantastic.
It has swords.
This is my first time, like I said, and it's been wonderful. I think probably get in it from an early age if you feel like you want to. But it's something that if you don't do it, you will truly miss out on. It's a wonderful experience. There's so much support. The base around it is it takes a big part of Ashville, I think. And I'm positive that you will thoroughly enjoy yourself if you do.
I hadn't done that much drama before I came to Ashville because there wasn't that many opportunities, but like here there's so many opportunities with like the house drama, the school play, the summer play. Like take advantage of as many of them as you can, because like Nick says, you'll miss out if you don't.